Grill This, Smoke That is generously supported by Oven Brothers, makers of handcrafted Canadian-made wood-burning outdoor ovens for inspired chefs. Visit us at ovenbrothers.ca. Oven Brothers, from our family's backyard to yours.
Grill This, Smoke That is brought to you by Furtado Farms. For all your outdoor cooking needs, they're your premium source for cookwood. Whether it's pellets, chips, chunks, or logs, they've got you covered. Visit furtadofarms.ca for more info.
Kettleman's Bagels is proud to support Grill This, Smoke That. Kettleman's, makers of wood-fired Montreal-style bagels using only premium ingredients. With 3 Ottawa locations, Kettleman's menu is available 24/7, 365 days a year.
Curried caribou.
Curried caribou.
A dish that I got to enjoy making with you at the festival, and it's something that I thought that we should share with all of our viewers. Caribou, pretty much a staple.
Absolutely. Inuit would not have survived without caribou. Inuit moved with the caribou.
Really?
So, yeah, definitely.
So essentially we're going to be doing something that, again, involves one of the meats that you so love and really is a necessity to your culture, but bringing in flavor elements that I thought were really amazing.
Yeah, and I got this, I had the pleasure of being paired up with Chef Vikram Vij
Right.
for an event a couple of years ago, and wonderful man, and learned a lot from him. And it's...
Hence the curry.
Yes, and the nice thing, again, it's one of those things, if you don't have caribou, it's beautiful with lamb, chicken, beef, any of the meats.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So we've got a really, really hot pan here, and we've got some fresh caribou. So what are we doing with this?
So we want to sear the caribou.
Okay.
Nice brown caribou.
Yep.
That should only take maybe 3 or 4 minutes just to get it nice and brown.
Right.
Hot pan is essential because you want to seal in the juices of the caribou.
Okay.
To that, once that's done, we're going to deglaze our pan with some tomatoes.
Okay.
We're going to add caramelized onions that were caramelized with a cinnamon stick. But we're going to, I know.
So bad.
It's like.
Oh my God, that smells so good.
We're going to be adding about a half a teaspoon of ginger, half teaspoon of garlic. Let that simmer for a little bit, and we're going to add some spices. And the spices we have turmeric, cayenne, garam masala, I can't think of all my spices, coriander, and cumin.
Awesome.
All
Good
right,
girl.
I got them all.
So essentially, when would be the harvest of the caribou, or would that be just an ongoing thing? Whenever you would need meat, you would go out and hunt an animal?
It would be an ongoing thing. We only hunt what we need. We wouldn't hunt just because if there's 100 caribou, we're not going to hunt more than what we would need, or our people in our community would need, because it's also shared. Inuit always share food with people who maybe can't go hunt for themselves.
Right.
Or tradition, like a long time ago, if there was a lady who didn't have a husband, then other members of the community would take care of her. And never for sport. It's not a sport hunt.
And the one thing that I learned, and it was very, very important to me, is I was gifted some moose. And the cook that gave it to me, when she said, "How did you prepare it?" and I told her the whole smoking process, and she asked me, what did you do with all the scraps? And I said, I threw them out. I learned something really important that day. You never throw out, you give back.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's because we lived in such a harsh environment, we didn't have stores to go through to buy stuff and stuff like that, so all elements of the animal would be used.
Right.
And what we weren't able to use, then we had dogs that needed to eat.
Exactly.
So anything that we couldn't use, it was still used.
Right.
Oil from the skin, from like the fat and stuff like that, would be used for lighting our kudliks. That would heat our igloos and tents and stuff like that for cooking, or lighting, like, 24 hours darkness sometimes, right?
Exactly.
Bones could be used for needles.
We used one on the table this morning.
Yes.
I had a vertebrae bone from the actual animal I was talking about, and you actually used it to actually hold your ulu.
Yes.
Yep. So again, you're actually giving homage to the animal that actually gave its life so that you could eat it and use what It's really deep. It's heavy and it makes sense.
It's really important to respect the animals. Without the animals, we wouldn't be here.
Absolutely.
So we have to respect the animals, first hunts and stuff like that. One of the things when you catch a seal, for example, you're going to pour water in its mouth so that it's going to come back to us.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
So it would be nice if this was a little bit browner.
Okay.
But it's a little bit it's cold.
Right.
So, but this is okay also because
It's the Arctic show, Trudy.
it is. I know.
It's got to be cold
That's
out.
why I'm wearing a parka.
Absolutely.
May 9th.
I know.
I'm wearing a parka.
And by the way, she made this parka.
Yes.
I'm telling you, Trudy is amazing. We kind of kidded around this morning and said, I don't have a proper chef jacket to wear beside this beautiful garment that you made. And she goes, well, if it would have given me some notice, I could have made you one. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
But so we've got the meat, the tomatoes. It's deglazing, and then we're going to add some garlic and of course a cinnamon stick. The garlic we actually caramelized earlier.
The onions.
Oh, sorry, the onion
Yeah.
we caramelized earlier, but if you wanted to do a progression of caramelizing the onion, and then taking the onion out, putting the meat in, caramelizing that, and doing as a progression, that's also cool as well. But all of this will be going into the oven to actually finish cooking, so that's why we did it this way.
Yeah, and measurements are not exact. Measurements are based on your own taste. I mean, there's some things I don't want to be overpowered with garlic, for example.
Right.
I want to be able to taste my caribou. Some other people might prefer more garlic or less onions or something like that.
Right.
So it's always based on, that's what cooking is for me. I don't follow recipes. I was asked to make recipes for this show, and it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, they're more ideas. Like I say,
Yeah.
I never give out recipes, I give out ideas.
Yes.
Because it's so interpretive that you want to make the dish yourself and you want to make it yours.
Yeah. So with the spices, I think I've already listed them off,
Right.
but you only want about a quarter teaspoon of each one.
Okay.
So turmeric,
Right.
cayenne, based on heat. I don't like a lot of heat, so I'm not putting in too much of that.
Okay.
Then we have garam masala.
It smells
This is one of my favorite spices. I've never used it before. I met Vic from Veg.
great. Okay. Yeah.
But now it's like
He uses
it's
quite a
in-
bit.
Now
Yeah.
it's in 2 of my dishes, right?
Repertoire.
Yeah.
Correct.
That's cumin,
Right.
and then a little bit of I love cumin too. Cumin
Yeah,
is
me
really
too.
good for pork meats. Any pork recipes.
Cool.
Add cumin. And then the garam masala, and I love garam masala, so I'm adding a lot of that.
Nice.
I'm making this for me, by the way, right?
Of course.
And a little bit of salt and pepper. That's
Right. Are we going to add stock to that?
We're going to add a little bit of stock before it goes to the grill,
Okay.
just so that it doesn't, like it just simmers.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And
Wow.
so just a little bit of caribou stock, and I would make the stock with bones,
Right.
and like any of the scraps.
Yeah,
that I
good
would have
bone
had.
stock.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with that. So
And that's it. Mix it all through,
And we're good to go.
and we're good to go.
So essentially, we've put this all, and now it's time, I do believe, to go to the grill. So the curried caribou is going into our preset oven, about 325 to 350 degrees, and it's going to sit in there for about 45 minutes until everything breaks down and gets really tasty. Going to put the cover on, check our wood. We got a good flame. No need. See you in a bit.